Okay, so I'm trying to make this quick because I have some interesting updates. So, one, I got just to prove that I'm not exaggerating about how crazy these permanent supportive housing scams are. So, the ESPERO building at 1051 Avenida del Sol in Durango, Colorado, opened October 2021. The last record was like August 8th or something, right? Um, and I thought my friend was gonna have to go and pick him up because they said, we're like, oh, you have to sign it, and it's like, I'm 300 miles away. And he was like, I'll help or whatever, because he wants to use it to show how bad it is, and hopefully, if he actually follows through, gets his doctor and gets out of there. My other friend is very happy to go to the retirement home. He told me today. He was like, I don't want to go back there. That place needs to be shut down. Yeah. Nobody over 60 who's lived a hard life and has promised these things deserves the chaos and the harassment and the people annoying them and begging them for whatever little they have. I mean, they deserve an iota. Just an iota of serenity. But they deserve peace, safety, and quality of life. I mean, that's supposed to be the law, right? Anyway, so we get these records. I'm sorting through them and stuff like that. So the building has not even been open 600 days. And there was over, not just calls, between fire for overdose and all these types of calls and stuff, and like things like burglary, assault, all this stuff, right? Yeah. Burglaries, assaults, all this stuff. They had over 700 police show up for crimes. Yeah. So that's over 1.12 or 1.6. I'd have to do the math and stuff. I need a scientific calculator. This is actually quantitative analysis. This is the formulations I actually know how to do. Weird. But yeah, so it's more than one call a day. Which, kind of like, but I thought it was going to be like 300, which was insane and ridiculous. I had no idea that it was over 700 police alone. I deducted stupid things like trespassing. I tried to get rid of the assist because I believe that was when they come with the fire and the EMTs. So I tried to really be real with my numbers and stuff, my data. And then I was like, I'm gonna maybe put it into graphs and like blow this whole thing up because it's insane. So it's not even like there's the only thing that you can predict it by behavior is that if you do drugs and drink all the time, yeah, you're going to overdose or fall down drunk and need to go to the hospital. Like, that's obvious, an obvious predicament, but you don't know when it's going to happen. The only thing you can predict is like this, the secular pattern. Rinse, wash, repeat every month. Checks come in, the government checks, your money, your taxpayer money. Government checks come in, everyone's partying. Woohoo, shoot it up, burn it up, light it up, like, woo, party time, everyone's happy. Sometimes people party too hard, so maybe there's a pretty wild call every once in a while. Then you get towards the end of the month. Money's running out, tolerance is high, party's over, all hell's breaking loose. Now you got people just desperate, always trying to get, just trying to get that fix, and it's so sad. So these people that actually want to stay clean or get clean when they get housing don't even have a chance because of the stuff that was going on, because it's so crazy and out of control, and nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten better. Nothing. And this isn't just because permanent supportive housing and housing first failed, which I do believe is the case. I believe treatment first, because I don't like the consequences that if somebody comes there clean, ends up hooked on drugs through no fault of their own because they're put in this crazy situation, then they lose their housing and stuff and can't get on another list for 3 years. So they're being punished for the broken promise and lack of service. The broken promise and the broken lack of services and all that stuff. Because, so you're, like, they'll say, oh, it's not a sober facility. Okay, that's fine. But you still can't shoot up and sit there. You can't, break into people's, you can't steal stuff. Like, these are still crimes. You can't have an open bottle of liquor, harassing people, which is the stuff that goes on, all the time. Still to this day, verified. So yeah, I was thinking like 300, that it was going to be ridiculous. And then I'm like, I see one page for just fire and EMTs, one thing, and it's 5 pages. And I'm like, what? And then I get the police, and with the, it also included animal control and, code enforcement. And I'm like, that's 16 pages. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe all the violent crimes. And this is what was going on when I was sleeping. That place, it was not, I was right. It was not safe to leave, after 8 o'clock at night. It was crazy. And this stuff happened before I got there, when I was there, so I obviously wasn't an issue. So yeah. So I don't know how many millions of dollars that is, like, cost the taxpayer and stuff. So what I hate about this thing is, like, these housing solutions people, right? They pretend they're all, like, liberals and stuff, but they're not freaking liberals. They're, like, psycho-communists. They're so obsessed with identity politics that they've, like, lost their humanity. So there is a capitalistic aspect to this. There is a private investor. He has rights to make money. I mean, that's what an investment is, but it's how they do it. So these companies are so mismanaged, so greedy, so psychotic, so anti-liberal, that they pocket money. They don't know what they're doing. They're making all these mistakes, but the taxpayer money, the government is gonna cover all that. And then when they can't do that because they're idiots, they have no big business acumen and stuff like that, and they don't care about the people. They don't realize that these people are getting worse, and drug addicts can be expensive. They tear walls apart. They'll walk out the front door with the kitchen sink. They'll start crawling through the vents, up on the ceilings in the hallways at 3 a.m. That is what tweakers do. Drug addicts are expensive. So yeah, this is the type of stuff, and instead of getting them help and stuff, they use and abuse them. But yeah, they had to cost the city of Durango millions on top of the millions that they donated and stuff. So I've got all my NIMBY friends, normal hardworking members of society. I told them about it. They're going to bring it up at City Hall and stuff. They can't believe it. They're like, I thought a few hundred was enough. I'm like, dude, I really thought it was going to be maxed out for both at 300, and I knew it was crazy. I was like, I had no idea it's over triple my guesstimate. Like, man. And they still don't have security. They have security there from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. some of the time. I'm hearing they cut their hours. They're coming in at 8. One guy quit. It's wild. And there's no ads for this stuff. They lie. They bully people out, like this woman mayor. I watched this Kelsey Schumacher get in her face, screaming at her, and then she never came back, and they never sent any people back. Nobody wants to work there because of the bullies. And if you say anything about the human rights violations and the sick shit going on there, and try to help the vulnerable, they out you. They defame you. They slander you. It's what they do. Yeah. So this is some like corporatist craziness, where they use government money to, pay for their failures and the vouchers and all this stuff. They don't help anyone. So your community is running wild while they're making money because they can't run a business, but they turn that money into a profit for a private investor. Does that make any sense? It is an epic failure. I am a advocate for, treatment first, 150%. Housing first doesn't work. Treatment first. These people, they deserve it. They've been through hell. Give them a real chance. Give them a fucking fighting chance. Don't set them up for failure. Yeah, but Blue Line, they're going down. I'm absolutely certain of that. Hopefully they're out of that building by the end of the year. I had to contact the mayor. I was really, through this whole process, I really was trying not to contact the city and stuff. And like the state um, besides like DOLA and stuff, which was why didn't anyone lead me there before. Um, so because I didn't want to see it shut down, but now it's like it's inevitable. I think hopefully they still have a chance to remediate and have like real management and real help come in. But I don't see that happening. Apparently, they're trying to raise the rent to the state standard payment standards for housing to 1405, which is the max for a one bedroom. They don't have one bedrooms. They have a less than 500 square foot studio apartment that is considered a zero bedroom. That is capped at $1,200. So what is going on? All this is your tax money because there's people do have who do have disability and Social Security and stuff. The elderly and the disabled, they pay a portion of their rent, a third of it. But you have the drug addicts, the people that they have nothing. That's a full voucher, a full free ride. Yep. No help. This would be a little bit better if there was help, but it's treatment first. Problem with Durango is they're trying to build 2 more, and there's no treatment facilities, no services in Durango. Currently, all mental health services have left the ESPERO building. Yeah. The caseworker quit. I guess she couldn't take it. She wasn't, making enough money to all the work she had to do, all the chaos, all the drugs, all the things like she's got to breathe that into. No good people are going to want to work there. No qualified people can afford to work there. So that's really interesting. And then, it's just funny. But yeah, I don't know. So I did contact the mayor, Melissa Yusuf. So I was hoping that, she could step up before it's all too late and it's demolished and the other buildings don't come into fruition because the community has just had enough. I didn't hear a response yet, but yeah, it's got to be fixed. There's got to be some sort of something in place, some sort of treatment, some options and stuff before they run another chaotic nightmare through. I mean, these people are so strung out and so like on drugs and dangerous. They're like danger to the community, man. Running around with knives and stuff. Oh, it's crazy. And now there's not only verification that it was crazy when I was thinking it was 300. It is now 1,000. I was way off. And 300 is excessive for a 40-person building that hasn't even been open 600 days. 300 would have been excessive. Over 700 police alone. Then I think 240 or something of fire and emergency. Crazy.